Hello, welcome to Davita's Stampin' Spot. It is Monday at 8:01. Funny thing is, I've been sitting here, sorry for the camera here, been sitting here waiting for 8 o'clock to get here because, I used to do it at 7 but I'd had 8 on there. And then when the time came, I'm late. So isn't that just like me? It seems like I'm always late. I realized just as I clicked the go live button that I forgot to stamp one little part of my project tonight. So I quickly grabbed some paper and the stamp. So this project, I promised my gals when we played bingo several weeks ago that I would show them how to make the gift that I gave everybody. And I've been waiting to do it because one was because the gal that showed me this, Diana, she was doing a demonstration with it with a bunch of demonstrators the end of October. So I didn't want to do it before she shared it with people because I'd gotten the idea from her. I'm looking to see if I'm live. If you can see me, let me know. Doesn't seem to be. Oh, hey, Lois is on. Good. All right, Lois, thank you for letting me know that I'm live. All right. So Lois, you were one of them, and I promised you guys I would show you how to make the little treat box. So I'm finally getting to show it tonight. So I'm going to flip the camera around and show everybody what we're making. Oh, it doesn't want to connect. What's the deal here? That's going to make it tricky if my camera won't switch around. There we go. All right, so I made these cute little treat boxes, which, well, I think they're just really cute for everybody when we played bingo together. And I've been waiting and waiting and waiting to show everybody how to do it. So I'm going to show you how I made this one. And then I've got one other sample I want to show you from a cool set that just became live the 1st of November. I realized I didn't clean off my desk. So I'll show you also, I made these cute tags for our team, for our demonstrator meeting. Use the same pumpkin and the same color scheme. So it's just sitting over there. All right. Now the neat thing to me with these boxes is that they take the same size cardstock as our cards do. All right, I'm going to stamp my hello here first. I'm going to do it in pumpkin pie this time. I made it in crushed curry. All right, then I'll give it a chance to dry. Okay, so the cardstock size is 5.5 by 8.5, which is our normal size. And I went ahead and cut one. And we score it at the regular spot. Oop, get my note around here. Okay, here we go. 5.5 by 8.5, score at 4 1/4. So 4 1/4 is our middle that we always do when we make cards. Then what I did was I took my paper, put it in my trimmer, and I lined it up with 2 3/4. Okay, and I put a dot right there. Now I'm going to take that dot and I'm going to turn and line it up in our channel so that it goes from the score line there up to my dot. Now the 2 3/4 is the middle of this because it's 5.5. Okay. Now we're going to turn it the other way and go from the score line to the dot again. Going to make it a triangle. So if I fold that, see, it's like that. Okay. Now we're going to do the same thing on the other side. Put it in the paper trimmer and mark it at, oh, I did that one early and I messed it up. Let me grab my pencil. That's why it's always good to, what do they say, measure twice and cut once, something like that. All right. So move my dot over just a little bit. All right. So again, we're going to go from that line to the score, the middle of the card. Make sure you're using your scoring blade and not your cutting. I will tell you that after being out of town for a week and coming back and deciding at 4 o'clock today this was going to do, instead of scoring it, I cut all the pieces and then I looked at it and went, wow, something is majorly wrong with this. All right, so now what I'm going to do is grab my bone folder. For those of you that don't know, Kent and I had the opportunity to go to Puerto Vallarta, Mexico for a week, and we left on the 29th of October and we got back Sunday night or Saturday night the 5th. And we had an amazing time. And now I'm having a hard time getting back in the swing of work. Don't we all do that though? Because we have fun and then we don't want to go back to work. All right. So we scored it. We scored all our lines in. You ready for this? Now look how hard this is. I'm gonna fold it up. And there is your container. Isn't that cool? Yeah, when Diana told me how easy it was, I honestly thought she was crazy because I thought, no way it's that easy, but it truly is. All right, so now our paper that I want to put on it, this is from the Rustic Harvest DSP. There's lots of pumpkins in there. I wanted just a more simple, you know me, I'm always plain Jane. All right, so it's 3 3/4 by 4 and that's not really better either. Makes a difference when I'm using my paper trimmer. Let's try sliding over here a little bit. Here we go. All right, so this one, thanks, Marilyn. All right, so this one is 3 3/4 by 4 3/4. And on the long side, we are going to go to 2 3/8. So I lost my picture here. All right, get this up so you can see it. So 3/8 is going to be on our paper trimmer. There's going to be a little line before the half mark. Okay, and we're going to put a line there and then one on the other side. Okay, now we're going to go from that dot to the point to make our triangle. This time we are going to cut and we're going to swing it around and do the same thing on the other side. And then we have our triangle. All right, so the pumpkins are from the, where to put it? Hello Harvest bundle. It's got this really cool pumpkin, but I absolutely love the cutout pumpkin. Look at this. It's got embossed, so it's got texture here. It gives you the die to cut out these little greeneries, gives you the little stem for the pumpkin. And that's, well, 4 pieces. The pumpkin comes in 2 pieces, a bigger piece, and then the one that goes over the top. Then you got your greenery and your stem. And I'm going to put it on here, erase my dot. Didn't need both sides. All right, so that, and I used the twigs and sprigs. I think I showed you that last time, how cool those leaves are. And I know we did it at the technique class in October. And I just think it's so cool because it, you put the embossing or the ink inside the embossing folder and then run it through and it cuts out all these pieces. Look at all these. Now I have done this, I think 3 times because I want to make sure the ladies had a lot of choices at class. I think we'll go with, oh, there we go. That's the one I want. All right, so I'm going to use 2 of those. Get those out. Now that pumpkin looks really cool, but look what happens when you add just a twine ribbon to it. Isn't that fun? It's so dark in here now. I'm going to try one more light. I don't know. I guess it's the time change maybe, huh? Who knows? Funny story. So while we're in Puerto Vallarta, they do their time change a week earlier than we do. So when we got down there on that Saturday, we were exhausted, went to bed, and actually got an extra hour of sleep because they'd done the time change. Then when we came home Saturday and got home, the United States was doing it. So for the first time ever, we went through the time change twice. And this is the one I like. I like the fallback one. I don't like the spring forward. And that was a common conversation down there, talking with people from the United States, that we don't really like the time change thing. And I think that's a common comment with a lot of people. All right, so I'm going to put some dimensionals on here. Of course, I could cut these in half. I kind of want this to have some real good support. I'm going to use square ones. Lois, you're probably having a heart attack. I never use this many. All right. Pull those off. So I'm back for 3 days, and then I'm headed to Arlington for Stampin' Up's on stage. It's where we'll get together with other demonstrators. And I'm working with 2 other demonstrators, one from California and one from Texas. And we're organizing a shoebox swap on Friday. So that we'll do that on Friday, and then Saturday we'll go to the Stampin' Up event. So joining some gals in the Wichita area on Thursday and driving down. So that's why my schedule for November is so tricky, because then we throw in Thanksgiving. It makes it really hard to have time for classes. All right, isn't that adorable? And I just can't get over how easy it is. All right, so now we need a way to close it. So I grabbed, and I admit this is a retired product because we don't have any hole punches in our catalogs anymore. And I'm going to go inside one side. If you're really OCD, you may want to measure it and mark it. I'm not, so I'm just kind of eyeballing it. And it's worked every time. Probably now that I'm doing my video, it won't, but so far. So I'm putting 2 holes like that. Then I grabbed this really pretty twine that we have. It is called Silver Argent Twine, threaded twine. It's got just a little bit of sparkle to it. So for the bingo, I put some Hershey's Kisses in there and some other chocolate. And then what's nice is this twine feeds through there very easily. So put your candy in, and I should grab some candy. You get the idea. And let's see, I didn't measure this. Let's see about how much ribbon did I do. It looks like it's about 10 inches, maybe a little more. And then you can tie it up. And by doing it this way, when you give it to someone, then all they have to do is pull the string and they can get the goodies inside. So this is really cool. I had these all made for bingo, and then I was going to give them to my team when we went to Arlington, because I always make them a little gift to go. And then Diana decided to share that at our demonstrator meeting, and most of the gals that are going were there. So now I have these really pretty boxes, and I need to do something with them. So who knows who may get one of those. All right, so I stamped my little hello. I'm going to cut that. You could put anything saying on here, but I thought hello was just kind of cute. And you know, actually the way I spaced that one, I'm not even sure I want to put it on there. Maybe down here. And here you'll notice, because I popped up the pumpkin, this isn't going to be even unless I put adhesive on just this side where the pumpkin is, and then I'm going to put a dimensional on the other side so that it'll lay flat on my little thing. Like that. And there you go. This month, Stampin' Up! Has a really beautiful set that is going to be in the January catalog that comes out. We were able to pre-order it, and I have not gotten to play with it much, so I don't have samples to show you. But let me show you. This is framed florets. Really pretty, and I love the greetings. Thank you with all my heart. So lucky to call you friend. Just a little reminder that you are loved. And then let me show you the dies. The dies, I think, are just really cool. And during the month of November, if you order it with a pre-order, there's some gorgeous paper. So this cuts out little hearts. I don't know if you can see that. It's a ring of hearts. This one will go inside this, and it cuts out 2 layers. So it cuts out, excuse me, this here, and then this piece. And then the hearts. I think I have one of those. Yeah. So these are the only 3 I've played with so far. But isn't that cool? I really like that. My plan is to put together several cards, and then to anyone that buys the suite or the stamp set and bundle. Having a hard time. There must be something in the air since I got back. So there's all these dies. Let's see how many of them are there. 13 dies. Here's another oval shape. And then all these little pieces either accent or cut out these pieces. And then it has, just in November, this paper. Look at that paper. Isn't that pretty? Oh my gosh. You know, there's a lot of times we get the paper and I'm like, eh, well, okay. I love this paper. There's that. I hadn't planned on doing this. I'm just kind of winging it right now. There's this paper. It's not showing up. It's kind of, this is so soft, succulent and evergreen. It's got blushing bright. I think this one's my favorite. Isn't that gorgeous? And of course, the flowers match the stamps. And the little flowers, some pattern. As they usually do, they put pattern on one side and then a simpler design on the other. So here, I'm going to show you one more sample. There's that paper. And then there's this one. Aren't those beautiful? So in November, and November only, while supplies last, you can get this designer series paper. Once it's gone, it's gone. The dies and the stamps will be available in the January catalog. But I wanted to make another box. So here's the box I made. Wishes for a beautiful birthday. And I used some of that designer series paper, stamped one of the flowers, and then used the blends to color it in. And then I used some of the ribbon I found that was white with the balmy blue. So there's my idea tonight. If you're needing, I think these would be great for place settings at Thanksgiving. If you're hosting and you need a way to do everyone's name, you could make the little boxes and put their names on it. I just think it's a really fun way, and you're only using the card base size is just like our cards, and then just add a little accessories on top or embellishments. So that's the project for tonight. Class will be the Friday, let's see, the 18th will be class. And I think I showed this last time, I can't remember. So here's the card. This is our fun fold. So you go like that, and then you can put a gift card in here if you want it. So that's going to be our fun fold at class. And then this is the technique where we put emboss, use the blending brushes to put color in the embossing folder. And this is the Twigs and Sprigs. And Lois, I think that might be the one you ordered. I can't remember whether you got that or not. And I'll show you, here's one where I put a little more color into it, and you can kind of see I got a little dark here. So then I want to come back and I want to sponge that a little bit better, but I didn't realize it until I was looking at it today. And then we'll have a simple card, but this will be our technique. And then this will be our fun fold. And if you're part of the club, then you get an instruction sheet and template for this idea, and then instructions and sample with this one as well, the simple. If you are not part of the club, you'll come and you'll make one of this card, one or two of this one. I haven't figured out cost yet. And then two of the simple card, but you do not get the instruction sheets or the sample and template. All right, I am rambling, so I'm going to call it quits tonight. Thank you, especially to Marilyn and Lois for joining me tonight. I really appreciate it. Lois, I agree. I think that paper is really, really pretty. I will see you on the 18th. Hopefully at class. I will be on next Monday night. And if I get time, I'm hoping to demonstrate more of these framed florets so you can see how beautiful this stamp set is and different things you can do with it. Have a fabulous week. Hopefully I will be back for Arlington and full of all kinds of ideas next Monday night. In the comments, if you're watching this on the replay, and Lois and Marilyn, would you let me know whether 6 o'clock, 7 o'clock, or 8 o'clock on Monday nights works best for you? Thanks and have a great week. Bye.